All right, here we go.
Hi, my name is Robin B.
Okay.
And we are coming from the chatter. Thank you so much for being with us. Please like, share, and subscribe. Today, we're going to talk about safety. In our opinion,
Yes,
just a short little thing on safety.
yes.
Starting with Kay, you want to start us with the car thing?
Yeah, this woman said she pulled into Target and when she pulled in, the guy next to her had his trunk open, and so she thought he was loading in groceries. So she sat there after she pulled in, pulled out her money and is counting her money and coupons. And the next thing she knows, the guy is pulling on her car door and she's freaking out. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. The dude who had been supposedly loading his groceries is at her door. And I'm thinking, how stupid can you be? When you pull in, you don't sit there and flash your cash and you know what I mean? It was like, I don't know if the man was after her money or after her for being stupid, because she
Probably
was
after her for being
she's
stupid.
stupid because there are incidents of guys abducting women from cars and stuffing them in trunks and trucks and vans. But she
Oh,
was just
yeah,
so
yeah.
frightened,
Because the trunk was
so I
open.
mean,
Yeah, maybe he could have been trying to kidnap her too.
yeah, so she panicked, she hit the car horn and stuff like that, and he disappeared, and then she pulled out the supermarket and left without reporting what happened to her. She's posting it on social media. This is what happened to me. And everybody was like, "Did you call the police?"
Not only
And
that,
yeah,
she should have like pulled maybe near a store and did it then, like toward the entrance of a store, get somebody's attention because he could have followed her home.
that's true. That's true.
All she did was blow the horn. He just went away. He could have gotten his car. He could have followed
And
her home
followed her
and robbed her
someplace
there.
else and tried again. But my
Exactly.
my point is, you gotta be aware. You can't be stupid out here.
You always
You
have to be
gotta
aware of your surroundings.
Yes, you can't be walking down the street on your phone, oblivious to what's going on, or
And
with your
that's becoming
headphones
a
on.
real problem because I mean, there's people walking the street and they're walking so slow on their phone, they don't even know who's behind them, that they're holding up people
Yep,
walking down the street.
yep,
They're just so concentrated into what they're doing. That's
yeah.
that's not good. Somebody could come and brush against them, take their pocketbook, snatch their bag, snatch whatever. Not a
Snatch
just
the
snatch,
phone.
not go on top of their head, get the
Yeah,
money. It all depends. Because
yeah,
I agree with that. And as far as cars are concerned, when you go up to your car, I think that you should take a quick view of underneath,
yep,
because that was a big thing, slashing people's Achilles heels, you know,
uh-huh,
so they could fall to the ground and they could rob their cars or rob them. Uh,
yep.
be a little aware of that. Also, um, make
Grabbing
sure you
stuff
check.
that's left on the car. Sometimes people put stuff under the windshield wiper or on the door handle,
Right.
and you just grab that stuff without even thinking. You don't know what's on that piece of paper.
Right. That's another big thing that was going on. They're putting stuff on so you could become hypnotized, not hypnotized, but drugged
Drugged,
and
yeah.
that type of thing. Always check the back seat of your
Yep,
cars, especially with these big
yep,
SUVs now. People are hiding in the back seats of your cars. Um,
yep.
that
And if
that was a good one when you say about the paper, snatching papers off the front of your windshield.
Yeah,
Get in your car, lock the
and just go.
doors.
Lock the door and
Turn your
go. Don't
windshield
sit.
wiper off to get that piece of paper off, or
Don't even
it'll
worry
fly off
about it.
eventually. It
Yeah,
will come
don't
off.
even worry about it. But if you're in a situation and you park somewhere and you come back and there's a suspicious what you think your gut is reaction is like there's something wrong here,
Right.
don't hesitate to go back into the store and say, can somebody help me? Can
Oh yeah.
somebody walk with me to my vehicle, escort me to my vehicle? 9 times out of 10, there will be somebody, a manager will assign somebody to help you because you're a customer. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Be safe. It's worth feeling foolish, looking stupid, and being safe as opposed to I'm gonna ignore the reaction and then something happens.
Right.
You know?
Right. And even the
Yeah.
small cars, people with those hatchbacks, people hide back
Yeah.
there, people hide in your back seats on the floor.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you have to be very mindful in getting in a car. And also walking the streets. You know, I live in the city. I don't drive that often. So walking them when it's dark, don't take your ass down a dark alley. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't take your
Yeah.
ass down a street whereas it's dark. I mean, there's street lights on the bigger streets, but sometimes like mine, the small street, don't have the street lights all the way down all the street. You know, it's not as prominent as
It's well lit. Yeah.
so you have big trees coming over and stuff like that, which is dark, and people coming out of the doorways of apartment buildings or houses that can snatch you, that could rob you. You know, nobody won't even be able to see if they could drag you back in wherever they came from. I live with a bunch of townhomes where there's, you know, you can like just go into that door area or downstairs in that area. Nobody won't even know you. Nobody won't even know you're there. I just
wow. But that's our safety notions for people, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. And if you're going down the street and it's dark and you don't feel safe, walk in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, those streets that are really dark are not going to have much traffic. It's usually the bigger streets that have the traffic and the big lights. You know, everybody's on. But those side streets, a lot of people are not on there. You know.
Yeah.
So be aware. That's basically what the moral of this whole thing is. Be aware.
Yeah.
Be aware of your surroundings at all times. You know, always know that somebody's behind. Make sure your keys is out when you're opening the doors. You know, like you said, there's a new door thing with the new cars now.
With the car thing with the doors, but yeah, you know, you gotta be vigilant. You gotta be aware of your surroundings, you know, and it's so easy to get into a routine. You'll have your headphones on, you're listening to music, you're surfing your phone, whatever. And it's like, be vigilant, you know, even when you get on the train, you got to be vigilant, you know, because they're in trains and buses, because people get stuff snatched and then the person just jumps right off. And what are you going to do? Because you weren't paying attention to your surroundings. So just be safe. And if you have a good friend, travel with your good friend, you know, so that there's two sets of eyes
I
on
usually
things.
travel alone, but you still have to be very careful or stay in crowds, you know, that type of thing. Don't put yourself in situations that you know is not right. You know, if I'm going somewhere, I'm not going to put myself in a situation that I'm all the way at the end of the block and then there's like 5 or 6 people at the other end, but I'm going to hoover down there and it's not a good spot to be in. So anyway, our opinions only. Thank you so much for joining the chatter. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. We really need your subscriptions right now because that will help us. It is free to subscribe. And if you want to donate to us too, we can donate. We also
yes, we do.
and that'll help us to maintain and do some other things that we need to do. So thank you for being with the chatter. Bye-bye. See you next time.